elaborate vlog about the quarantine experience that I'm having. I don't know.
There's not much to it.
I am in day 18. You heard that right. Day 18. It's gonna be a long story of how I got here, which we will go over in a little bit. But before we proceed to story time, I would like to go over the quarantine requirements that you have to know before traveling to Canada. So first, you must book a government authorized hotel for 3 nights before you leave your country. You can find a list of government authorized hotels in the link down below that I'll put either down here or in the description box. You can just choose a hotel there and book with them individually. Make sure to choose the GAA rate because that is the quarantine fee that you are required to pay. So it is going to be a lot more expensive, but that is what's necessary for you to comply with the rules. So you need to stay here until you get a negative test result from your arrival test that you took at the airport. As soon as you get a negative test result, you are allowed to leave, but they do not give your money back. So if you get it early, I suggest just staying the whole time because you already paid for it. I stayed at Fairfield Inn and Suites and I paid 1,070 Canadian dollars for my entire stay. It included my hotel shuttle, included 3 meals a day, 4 bottles of water, some sodas and some juice, but really 4 bottles of water. I paid $300 a night and you're giving me 4 bottles of water and a note saying that tap water is safe to drink in Canada? Really? Apart from that, I didn't mind the stay here because the room was very spacious. They gave me plenty of food. Here are some examples of the food. They also had Netflix and TV, so you just needed to log in so that you can binge your favorite shows. After you complete your stay here, then you must move to a different quarantine place. It can be either a private residence where you have your own bathroom and bedroom, basically where you can completely isolate yourself, or another hotel room, Airbnb, apartment, where it's just gonna be you living in it for the rest of your quarantine, which is about 11 more days. Unfortunately for me, I had to book a hotel for the remainder of my quarantine because my university, when they wrote their COVID readiness plan and submitted it to the government, it said that all incoming students are gonna be booking a hotel for the entire stay. For the entire quarantine. So that is what I had to do. They booked Quality Inn for me. My school did all the arrangements and they just sent me a confirmation. They will charge me in a student account and then I will have to pay them 2 to 3 weeks after my quarantine has been completed. I didn't mind my stay here either because the room was spacious again. They provided food, a lot of them. I always have a lot of leftovers, but the food can get pretty repetitive and you can get tired and bored of it, but you are allowed to order from outside delivery. And that's what I did a few times. My friends sent me food sometimes, more like I asked them to send me food, and they actually did. So here's a video of me enjoying my jjajangmyeon. So if you do get tired of the food or you don't like it, then you can opt out for food delivery, but then it wouldn't really change what you're paying for the hotel, so you might not want to do that every day. So everything was still going smoothly. I was able to be productive while I was in quarantine. I was able to book my vaccine. I was able to focus on doing my schoolwork. I was able to research on how to get started with my bank account, with how to apply getting a SIN number. I was able to do all of that and everything was going great up until day 8. So on May 22, Saturday was my day 8. I was supposed to do my self-test kit with the supervision of a nurse. You basically have to connect over a video call. Unlike some people, I didn't have to wait a long time. I was immediately connected to a nurse and everything went smoothly. I followed all the instructions I was given. She then told me to call Pure later to pick up my tests and keep it on the fridge until then. When I called Pure later, they said that they can't pick up my kit until Tuesday, which was 4 days from when I took it. I thought that was a little off, but I went with it because, I'm trusting the process. Tuesday came and they actually picked it up on time. After that, I kept checking the Switch Health website for updates and it kept saying that it was still on the way to the lab. I didn't really pay attention to it. I thought oh, maybe they just didn't update it, but they're actually working on it. And so from Wednesday to Friday, it said that it was on the way to the lab still. Friday was day 14 for me, so I did get worried that it wouldn't make it on time for my departure the next day. So I called Switch Health and they said that it's still on the way to the lab. So they're basically saying they don't have it yet, so I have to call Purelator. And so I called Purelator and they actually confirmed with me that they've delivered the test kit to the lab on Wednesday morning. So I don't understand what was going on. So on Saturday, I called Switch Health again, asking for an update because Purelator said they already delivered it. And I'm like, so where is it? Only then did they finally launch an investigation to find out what's going on. They said they'll call me back after a few hours to keep me updated with any information that they've gathered. And they did call me back, and basically they said that my kit was damaged. I asked them how. They have no idea how. They couldn't tell me anything except for the fact that it was damaged. Which means that they'd have to send me a new kit, which could take 3 to 5 business days to get to me. I'd have to go through the testing process again, the shipping process, and wait for the results. This could easily extend my stay for another week. And mind you, everything is coming out of pocket. So every night that I stay extra, I get charged additional $140. I was hoping I wouldn't have to do that, so I called Public Health of Canada and asked if I can change my place of quarantine so that I wouldn't have to pay for the hotel expenses, but they said no. I asked them if I can get tested elsewhere and come back to my hotel. They said no. Basically, they said that I cannot leave my place of quarantine and that the test has to be done by Switch Health. So I asked them, so what happens if they mess it up again this time? And she basically said that without a negative test result, you have to stay in quarantine for 28 days. You have to stay in quarantine for almost a month. I probably would have recovered from COVID twice during that time if I had to do that. And what's insane about it is that I'm not an isolated case. I saw on Twitter and on Facebook that I'm not the only one going through this. There are many people like me that experience this. And for most people, all they can do is wait and hope that everything will turn out right this time. But I really didn't want to spend another 7 days in quarantine and spend all that money. So on the same day, I tried to look for a loophole and I actually found one. So Switch Health actually does at-home service for COVID testing, in which I booked them for Monday, May 31st. And this service guarantees that you will get a test result the next day. You do have to pay for it though, for additional $265, which I did because I thought that was better than paying for another 7 nights or more stay extension in a hotel. So you basically just choose where your money goes to. So I chose the option of Switch Health at home test. So I got it done on Monday, which was day 17 for me, and today is Tuesday, June 1st, and I finally received my negative test result. Thank God. So I'm basically just waiting for my ride and I'm actually free. Just to clarify, I am aware of my privilege and how lucky I am that I am able to travel during this time. In no way am I gloating that. I'm just raising awareness that this is happening to people. I understand that this is done because we want Canada to be safe. We don't want to spread COVID even more. But it's just frustrating when you actually complied to everything that they told you to do, but yet you still found yourself in a situation like this where you have to spend almost $1,000 just to get out of quarantine. If you are experiencing the same situation as I am, I hope that my solution will work for you as well. And please don't hate on the workers. Don't take out your frustrations on them because they're not the ones who made the rules. They're just doing their job and they're trying their best to help you, but they can really do so much at this point. Their hands are pretty much tied because they're just going by whatever the government said. So please don't take it out on them. Like I said, they're just doing their job. Leave them alone. Be nice. Be grateful that they helped you and leave it at that. If you are planning to fly to Canada, I hope this doesn't scare you. This doesn't happen all the time, but it happens often enough that I'm raising awareness about it, and I'm able to see people experiencing the same thing everywhere on Twitter, on Facebook, on Google reviews. They're everywhere. So it is a possibility that it can happen to you. So I'm just happy that you're watching this video, because now you're going to be better off than I was, because now you're going to be aware of what you need to do. If you feel that something's off, then I suggest that you act proactive about it, do something about it, call them to check up for a follow-up, anything to avoid being in the situation that I am now. Like, if I knew that Pure Later didn't pick up on weekends, then I would have chosen the Uber option, because 4 days, that does seem like a long time for my test to be sitting in the fridge. Just try to be proactive and save yourself from trouble. Again, I am not spreading hate. I am just spreading awareness that this is happening. Though I'm just grateful that it's over, and I'm grateful that I'm here in Canada. If it's not necessary for you to fly to Canada during this time, then I would suggest not doing it. But if you have to, I understand that we all have our reasons. I had my own reasons. So if you are, then I hope this video helped you out. Thank you for watching, and I hope you're staying safe and healthy during these trying times. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up for this video and hit the subscribe button down below in order to keep up with my journey here in Canada. See you guys next time, hopefully outside my hotel room. Bye!